Hello, this is Hidden Monk, and we're doing the Desperado Trophy for Type Rider. Now, I have two words of advice before we get started. This is a death run, so it'll start about 45 seconds in. But first off, you cannot just restart one section when you die. You have to do the entire run with no deaths. If you die and restart the section, it doesn't count. That happened to me, and when I did complete it, I had no idea what was going on until I looked it up online. The other thing is you really want to take your time with this because it can get very frustrating, and as you continuously keep dying, you're going to try and go faster and faster so you don't repeat the same parts, and I highly advise against that. So this is going to be my completed run for the trophy, and I will just give you a few tips and tricks because it's kind of obvious on how to do it. So I'm just going to try and help you out through some of the harder parts. There is one glitch I use that is unnecessary, but it does take the stress off a little bit, and I'll point that out when we get to it. And yeah, I'm not good with tumbleweeds, but I'm going to point out a few other things that might help you so that it's just not as frustrating, because I know like I have trouble with some of the carts as you're going to see, where I get stuck in them. But in any part where you have to get over something like little rocks or in and out of carts or across this blue thing, I suggest holding the right bumper to spin while you try to move, and that will actually kind of push you forward. And this also, if you want to do speed runs, it's helpful. So on here, I'm holding the right bumper and I'm just constantly jumping, because on many of the runs before, I got stuck there really bad and it took me a couple tries to get through. And as you can see here with the rocks, if you hold right bumper while trying to get over, you just fly past them with no problems. Now, I'm going to give you a warning about this cart because I actually did not know this until one of my earlier runs, is besides falling to your death, there is another way to die from the carts, where if it flips forward or backwards too far, it will actually fling you out and you will die instantly. See here, I'm flipping through the air, I'm holding right bumper again and jumping, because I've been trapped in that cart before for way too long. So here, this one's kind of obvious, but I do have a suggestion, is to let it just settle and then hit either the first or second one. For some reason during this run, it glitched out on me, and it wouldn't activate once, it just kept flipping over and over and killing the ball. This ball does not count towards the death, so... But you can spend as much time here as you want. You see, I've got it before in 27 seconds, but I wasn't that lucky this time. But if you just definitely try and hit the first or second one, and it usually goes there in 1 or 2 tries, sometimes 3. The game did glitch out on me a little bit here, where it won't move any further to the right, so I can't see if the ball makes it or not. So I kind of just hung around to see if another ball will drop, because another ball won't drop if it makes it. So I'm going to just assume it made it and continue on. This jump is not particularly hard, but I do want to warn you, do a low jump at the end, because if you hit one of those 2 pegs, you will shoot straight down and die. That happened to me a few times, and it's not too bad at this point. But when you're restarting it 3, 4, 5, 20 times, it becomes really frustrating. Another thing I want to point out, you probably noticed I'm not grabbing any of the letters. That's because I've already completed all the other trophies, and I'm just trying to get this Desperado trophy. So here's the glitch on this level. When you get on the O, if you kind of just hang on the right side, dangerously, the gun starts early, and if you jump off, as you see, you can recover if you jump early, but you notice that the gun's no longer there. If you've played the game before, you might remember this level where it will follow you all the way throughout most of the level, but if you kind of hang around the right side of that O like I did and jump early, it will glitch out and it won't follow you. You could still complete it normally, but it's a lot less stressful without being constantly shot at. Now this is where I found the right bumper and jumping really helpful, because these rocks can be a huge pain, especially if you still have the gunman shooting at you. So at this point, once you get through these doors up here, the gunman stops firing. And this part, I really want to tell you, you're going to see me sitting for a long time without moving. That's because this area will kill you most of the time. If you're trying this, you will know that you will die over and over and over here, because unlike the other areas where you can kind of, you know how everything is, I can't seem to have found any kind of pattern with the electrical lines. It just seems random. Sometimes they come in one short burst, sometimes it's 3 repeatedly, but it's pretty much luck. As you can see, this spot I'm sitting at right now is really safe. It's about 1/3 of the way there. It's really not that much further to the end, but if you get stuck in a really bad spot, having to restart from the beginning gets pretty stressful after a few tries. But what you want to do is try and time it. You can hear the electricity, so you know it's coming. Is you want to try and make sure that it's clear before you start going, because from here on, even if you're not on the line, the electricity will still hit you and kill you. So you have to make sure to dodge the electricity no matter where you're at. The only suggestion I have is to actually take it slow, because I tried doing this really fast once with a big jump, and I ended up falling right on top of it, and there's nothing I could do. Now, I've been trying this for about an hour now, and that's why I'm being real careful here, because I did not want to do it again. I was pretty much done for the night, and I thought, you know what, let me stream this and see if I can get it in the stream, and I got it in 2 tries. So just go slowly and do very short jumps. That is the key to this area. And once you get here, it's pretty much a straight shot to the end. Hop on the train, ride to the end, and there's really not much more to this level. Once you get to the last part, it's not hard to die. You can still die, but you don't want to break the ball. You can see in this spot, I did mess up once, because I didn't mess up, but there's no reason to stop and try and time it. Just keep throwing them down as much as you can. It makes it a little quicker. And there's no reason to not rush, because there's no way you can die at this part. So you just want to get 5 blocks over there. The only thing you want to avoid is once it opens up, you'll see the ball drops and it'll stop. If you rush down there too quickly, you can put the ball into the lava. But once it comes back, just rush it over. And I've never had it fall before, so. And at this point, you're done, and you got your Desperado trophy. Have fun out there, everyone.